Welcome back, Cold Front Convos, episode 10. We have done this 10 times now. What a mistake. But anyways, we'll jump right in. We had arguably the game of the year. The Buffalo Bills beat the Detroit Lions 48-42. Another stellar performance out of Josh Allen in the offense. Another questionable performance out of the boys on defense. But like we said last week, coming out of the Rams game, if you liked offense, this was your type of game.
Yeah, for sure. Firing all cylinders, running backs out of the backfield, left and right. Ty Johnson, huge game. What do you have? 124 he ended up with, or 126. So great to see offensively. Defensively, though, I have a feeling Matt Milano, only 3 games back now, out this week with the groin injury. Or did he play?
He played, but he didn't play for
that much. Yeah,
they got hurt. He tweaked the groin in the third quarter.
Yeah. So, I have a fear that he's a shell of himself. A season and a half ago before both injuries. Unfortunate. Might take some more time getting back into the defense on a day-to-day basis. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I agree with Milano. And I think it's taken a little bit of time to get he hasn't played in like a year and a half.
Yeah.
It's taken a long time to get that rust off, but hopefully he can kind of push it together when you get into the playoffs. But the defense, they're like injuries really hurt against an offense that puts up points, that puts up a lot of points in games. So being without, a lot in the secondary really did some damage.
Well, even Bishop going out with, was it cramping? Cramping. A couple plays he was out. But both starting safeties and Russell Douglas, that's a big blow.
Yeah, I think it was just hard to keep up. You got third string guys in there. It's not going to be easy when you're trying to cover St. Brown. It's just they're just gonna fall apart.
It's it was going to be a track meet. We thought out of the gate it was going to be a high scoring game. Now, I didn't think 90 points.
No.
But I will say the Bills defense did a very good job for 3 quarters. But as more guys fell off, as Milano got hurt, Bishop got hurt, Benford got banged up, but he came back. He was only missed a few plays. They went full, not necessarily full prevent, but they were trying to stop Detroit for taking the top off the defense, which is what happened on that. I'll be honest, it was an incredible throw and catch from Goff to St. Brown on that 66-yard touchdown. It goes right through Terrell Bernard's hands. It gets tipped.
Yeah.
Not only is St. Brown able to catch it, but then beat everybody else upfield.
I can totally understand the, kill the clock kind of mentality. Keep the ball in front of you, let them run the short 10-yard plays, 10-yard plays. But there were a few third downs again where they're giving up another 6-9 yards on a third down in their own, in the Detroit's own side. So, that put a couple drives together, there's an errant penalty in there, I think, too, that kept the drive going. But defense is definitely a struggle, definitely going to be, need to take a step up over the next few weeks.
Get healthy. Wonder if they can get healthy over the course of the next few weeks, playing against, supposedly inferior opponents.
Right.
Twice New England and once the Jets. But that being said, the way the Jets played, now granted they weren't playing the Bills or, a top tier team, but the way they played the other day, you get nervous that Devontae Adams might be able to pick on Kyer Elam in that circumstance.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Well, and two, you figure if it's a race towards the end, right? So the starters may not even play against New England the second time to end the season if the 1 seed's out of reach.
Yeah, maybe. It all depends, right? I think if it's out of reach, yeah, Mitch, I think you're correct. I think they don't do it. It's going to take, for that to be out of reach, it's going to take Pittsburgh to lose to Kansas City.
and the Steelers.
Yeah, and if Steelers somehow beat Kansas City, then they might be playing for something week 18.
Oh, for sure.
Tough.
Yeah.
Right. But getting back on the game itself, first running back, double running back duo to have 100 receiving, 100 rushing in the league in, I think, 4 years. James Cook looked like James Cook earlier in the season when he was hitting the hole hard and making those first cuts that were making defenders, second level defenders miss. Great run with the dread pull, though. I thought that was
right.
My girls are like, they pulled his hair. Yeah,
it's all right.
Very, very much Le'Veon Bell in his prime-esque. He was seeing clearly, taking his time, hitting the hole, letting the blocks develop, and then going through. And I think Le'Veon Bell did that very well, and that's why he was successful in Pittsburgh. But I think great game from both of them. Ty Johnson stepping up. Ray Davis had a good few hard-fought runs to get a couple of good first downs. So all around, offensively, you can't say a bad thing.
No, yeah. They offensively, they were just on fire.
Yep.
Detroit really couldn't stop them at all. That's also why they went for that onside kick, which was a crazy time to do it. But I think they knew their defense couldn't stop them. So they're hoping to get the ball back on something like that. But it proved to be a really bad decision.
Well, what the surprising part is not going for it again. All right, so the Buffalo went down and scored. Why wouldn't you kick it again if that was your priority,
What's crazy, even crazier? The Bills, I'll take both field goals away, both misses, right? So it could have been a 51-45 game. But let's not forget the Bills were 3rd and 1 on the goal line and decided not to sneak it, which is baffling to me, given the percentage
what they did the week before.
So it could have been out of reach. Instead of 6 points at the end, it could have been. We didn't get a field goal that drive, right? Because that's the one Bass missed.
Yeah.
That sneak play. So we could have never even gotten to that point, ifs and buts, right? But it could have been us with 50. Well, we had 48. We could have been 55, even with a late touchdown by Detroit, 55-42, which is nuts to score 55 in an NFL game. But Allen was out there making all the right decisions. He had one bad throw, one stupid throw, where he threw across his body to Coleman to the middle of the field into triple coverage.
Yeah. He does that. He does that, Everett, very often. He just thinks he can do it.
But that being said, we lost a touchdown on the one. No, maybe we got it later in the drive, but the one that hit Shakir in the chest in the end zone, the guy was all over him. We didn't get a call.
Yeah, no call there. Yeah.
So it both ways, right? We had no answer for Jahmyr Gibbs, but no one does. And you knew St. Brown was going to uncork something at some point, just knowing the way our defense gives up big plays in front of them.
Right.
Not
soft defense, very soft pocketed defense. Trick plays were working against us. Come on. For 20, 25 yards.
If you got to run a trick play to get yards on us, then we're doing something right.
Yeah. Well, that's some of the stuff that they did is going to trick you up as a defense. So, they were trying to do whatever they could to try and get some yards. But, Allen, on the other point with Allen, he really is going through his progressions pretty well. He's not just I think, Diggs not being there has really helped him to really open the field up. Because instead of just forcing it to
or holding the ball, waiting for Diggs to try to get open, and then forcing something somewhere else because he's not.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's just able to see the field better and make good decisions.
Right.
I think that's really contributed to the interceptions being so low.
Agreed 1,000%. And Cooper not getting a target. Coleman getting, I think, 2 total targets. The one he threw across his body and the one he caught for 60 yards. You got arguably, we'll say 2 of your best 3, because Shakir's definitely, I think Shakir's 1, but 2 of your best 3 are only getting 2 total targets. Andrew threw for 360, AFC Offensive Player of the Week, and he scored 48 points.
Yeah, 2 rushing touchdowns
with no turnovers. It's not like your defense got you short field. minus the Mac Hollins
by the fumble,
return.
Or the fumble.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mitch. You're right. The fumble, no picks, I meant to say. But yeah. So, I mean, the offense threw the defense on their back because that fourth quarter, I think they scored 28. Detroit did.
Yeah, it was at least 21.
Yeah,
might have been 24.
Might be. Yeah, maybe the one was right before the half.
Yeah,
but they went from 14 to 42, and in a quarter. So that soft shell with backups, I think, made all the difference in the world. Though I think if Douglas and Rapp and Burt and even Hamlin were back there, I don't think it necessarily goes that way.
I give a shout out to Ed Oliver in the Hall of a Game. Nice to see him back in, mid-season form, what it should be mid-season form. Kind of lackluster few weeks for him heading into this game, but nice to see a lot of pressure coming up front. He bulldozed the center at one time, like ran him right over. Yeah, so that nice to see.
Yeah, that was good
stuff.
He
listened to you, Adam.
Yeah. He's got our podcast playing in the background, I'm sure, in the warm-ups.
Yeah.
And Tony Romo.
Pump up.
McDermott was talking about you when he talked in this press conference, right?
Which is great. You know what the tough part about Oliver too, and I do feel for the guy in a sense that he had such a good season last year, and the way Epinesa and Rousseau were playing last year comparative to this year, they're double teaming and what's his face? He hurt his chest last year. Lineman Jones.
Daquan Jones. Yeah.
The way that those guys were all playing last year, whether it was scheme or otherwise, they were demoralizing offensive linemen.
Yeah.
And then Jones got hurt, Milano got hurt.
We struggled on the offensive side of the ball at that point in time.
Yeah.
That's when we had, Dorsey and not being able to score points. Yeah.
But the difference is Oliver's now, he's not Aaron Donald. I'm not making that real comparison. But he's getting the Aaron Donald treatment. He's getting two guys on him almost every play, unless he's playing against a stud. And Ragnow for the Lions, the center, is a stud.
Mm-hmm.
He's a top 5 center in the league. The Lions have, we talked about it, but arguably one of the best offensive lines, if not the best, in the league. And for 3 quarters, our defensive line won the matchup.
Yep.
I mean, Goff made some Josh Allen-esque plays.
Spin outs and
I don't know how he got out of some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, beyond at my TV, like, how the hell does he get out of there?
It was not what you expect out of him, but I mean, the Lions were 12-1 for a reason.
Yeah.
And also, I think we're now a team where people play up to, the Bills used to do that. You try and play up to the competition, and I think the Bills are like a standard.
Right.
So teams really get prepared for them because we could put up 40 points on you. So, every team brings their A team.
Sorry, but
no, I was just going to say every team, they bring their A game every time.
Right. Well, in years past, we were that other team, right? But I felt like back in those days, we'd play up to a good team, and then we'd just get blown out by a team that we should beat.
Right.
Or not blown out, but we'd lose a game. Like against the Rams. Mm-hmm. We shouldn't have lost against the Rams. They did a great job with their offensive game plan, obviously. But we shouldn't lose to them, given who we have and Rapp, Hamlin, and Douglas weren't out. None of those. There's no quote excuse for it personnel-wise. And whether you want to call it a trap game or just Stafford can still sling it, and Nakua and Kupp are probably the best 1-2 duo in the league.
They're very well coached too. I mean, Sean McVay is a hell of a coach. So
I'm just saying it, but they're still 6-6. So 6 other teams found a way, injury, scheme, whatever.
Oh, right.
To get it done.
Yep, I totally agree there. I mean, and that's kind of the days, unfortunately, or not unfortunately, the JP Lossman days, the Ryan, nothing against Ryan Fitzpatrick, if you're listening, buddy. EJ Manuel, Trent Edwards, that's what the life we were living back then. So,
Jeff Toole. Let's name Bill's QBs. Go.
I just named off a bunch. Randy Orton,
Kyle Orton.
Randy Orton's the wrestler. Yeah, he's the wrestler.
The Bills could have signed him too, just because.
Swing and a miss.
They needed to bring somebody in.
I just listed 5 or 6.
Swing and a miss on the first one.
Tyrod.
Tyrod,
yeah. Rob Johnson, Drew Bledsoe.
Brian Brom.
Oh, wow.
Thad Lewis,
yeah. Jake Fromm.
Peterson.
David Webb.
Nathan Peterman.
Oh, what a stud.
Yeah. He was making trick shots, guys. He was going to be the franchise quarterback.
Yeah, he did real well in Oakland, too. Very well, yeah. Who'd you say? Matt Barkley.
Oh,
yeah. Trubisky. You want to go
Derek
back,
Anderson.
Backups. These are
Derek Anderson.
Yeah. Kyle Allen.
Yeah. Trying to think.
Alex Van Pelt.
Well, I was going to say you said Bledsoe, so I was like, okay, Van Pelt's behind him probably, but there were some stretches there where we were carrying 3 quarterbacks. Well, all teams used
Vince Young. Wasn't Vince Young one of them?
Vince Young played
I think he did.
I think he was on the team for a little bit. Yeah, he was on. He might have been on a practice squad.
I might need to get that jersey now that I'm an adult. Oh, what's that guy from Ohio State? Cordell Jones? No. Is that Cardell Jones?
Cardell Jones,
yeah. Rex Ryan drafted him. Man.
Rex Ryan. That was a fun time.
Doug Flutie.
What a guy.
Doug Flutie, yeah.
Doug was a Republican.
Yeah, that's my mom. All right, whatever. But, talking quarterbacks, Josh Allen, heavy favorite right now for MVP. He's minus 700. And Lamar is plus 1,000.
Yeah, I saw him at minus 1,000.
You saw Josh at minus 1,000?
Josh was at minus 1,000. I think it was on Fanatics.
Okay, you need to move close to the mic. DraftKings, FanDuel had him at minus 7, but yeah, I mean, he's the foregone conclusion at this point, right? But what's interesting is Lamar has 2 good teams to play left. And if he goes out there in 4 touchdown games,
he could
slide up if Josh is playing not mediocre, but you know what I'm saying? He doesn't need to potentially not play a week 18. And he's got Patriots at home, Jets at home. It could 100% be running games given the quality of the weather. I mean, right now it's snowing. I got 2 inches of snow in the driveway. So who knows what it's like in Orchard Park? It's usually literally 5 times worse.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so, I mean, not to say it's not a fear, but, it's concerning. I'd like Josh to win it, but at the end of the day, it's a regular season award, and we're going to get to the playoffs regardless. So I'd rather see him rest and miss out on an MVP to win a Super Bowl.
I think Josh gets something like $4 million.
Yeah, he does get a huge bump and pay.
He gets a
huge bonus. Yeah. But I mean,
for what? If he wins the MVP?
If he wins MVP.
Yeah, if he wins MVP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I mean,
so he'll walk away with 1.75 because of New York.
Yeah.
I mean, like Allen, when you take most of these guys out that are in that race, if you take them off their team's still doing pretty well. I mean, like Lamar Jackson, you take him off, like quarterback's always going to be a huge part of the offense. But like you have Derrick Henry that's able to, I mean, he was on the Titans with Tannehill and they were a decent team because he was running all over everybody. So I think if you were to take Lamar out, even if he missed a game, they'd still be able to manage and win with Henry being able to run. If they use him, they didn't use him much. He didn't do very well last week, but but if you take Allen out, I think the entire team just gets blown out.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest argument. And the other one is, I mean, I've seen it all over the internet the past few days, TikTok and Facebook. Since when do stats matter? Like, Josh Allen had better stats than Lamar last year when Lamar won MVP. It was 11 more touchdowns or something he had than Lamar did. So, yeah, more interceptions. But, I mean, there should be a set criteria, I think. I mean,
that's the problem with having it be a voters.
Right.
The writers vote on it, AP. Because, people like the one guy, Tone from Pat McAfee's show. hammer down team, they have a vote. Not saying they shouldn't. I'm just saying there's random, famous, right, whatever, but random writers and stuff like that have votes that some of them, they don't watch football all day on Sundays. There's no shot. They read box scores and they, now with everything being viral and whatnot, I'm sure they get their daily dose of Josh Allen plays and Lamar plays and Saquon jumping backwards over people. But it's like that with the all pros too, I think.
Yeah, well, and I'm not saying it has to be stat-based either. Like, you can put in different variables about, what he means to the team or whatever that person is. Like, what records did they break that year? That's, when's the last time that record was broken? Where does their team record go? And that'd be because, like you said, the roster that's around them or not. So,
yeah. I mean,
I just think there's be some kind of guidelines.
Yeah, I don't think there really are any, so it makes it difficult. But, Josh Allen how many offensive player the weeks has he had 3 or 2?
Like 3 or 4.
Is it 4? So, that's pretty impressive. In a season. 2 weeks. Yeah, that's crazy impressive. That's not something that a lot of people can do. Yeah, and they lost the last one. Yeah, so I think he's just got to be the clear-cut winner, just based on what he's able to do when he's out there.
In listening to some of the talking heads discuss it, and like Aaron Rodgers even was talking. Aaron's got 4, and he said it tends to matter more late in the season, recency bias, which makes sense because those games tend to matter more. You're playing for something, it's more tangible than it is in September or October. But he said a lot of it's marquee moments. He's like, the Allen lateral, the 6 touchdown games, the run against the Chiefs. Like, those are things that'll stick in your head when you think of Josh Allen this year. And I'm sure Lamar has. To be honest, I've watched 2 Baltimore games. Yeah. And one of them was when they played Buffalo.
Yeah.
So, nothing against Lamar. He does have nuts stats. And it helps when you got to put 8 in the box to stop Derrick Henry.
Yeah, well, and you got Zay Flowers and Isaiah Likely. Yeah. So, I mean, he's got a great tight end.
Mark
Andrews. Yeah. And what's their other receiver that they just got from Carolina?
Bateman. They got Bateman.
Deontay Johnson, but he doesn't
play. He didn't play.
But even then, like, you throw that out there, too. I mean, they have a very decent above average receiving core for sure.
So I think if I had to make a call right now, I think Josh wins it. He probably gets 2 passes and a rush over the next week, and probably the same thing the following week against the Jets. And, hopefully they're playing in week 18, because that means we have a shot at the 1, and then it's a bye week. Right. If they're not playing week 18, then I want to see every backup. I don't want to see a starter touch the field. Give them their bye week.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Give them their bye week, yeah.
But you know how it goes. Sometimes they'll have Cook get a series, and the starting offensive line will go out there for a quarter, and because they don't want to get blown out, against, I guess, the Patriots.
What does it matter? Yeah.
Well, because Gerard Mayo's coaching for his job. So, I mean, people in New England want him out.
Yeah, but it sounded like Kraft doesn't want him out. Like, didn't he? Seems like he's like, we're going to, which, I mean, I don't think Gerard Mayo should be the coach of the team. I don't think he should have ever been the coach.
Woody Johnson wanted Saleh 2 weeks before he fired him, too. So, that's, what I mean?
Yeah.
So, all right. Well,
Vrabel to the Jets.
Josh,
I saw that.
So, if you take a look on the screen here, we just threw up the graphic for the Build Your Own Team for $15 that was put out by NBC Sports. Asked the guys ahead of this to rank their squads, or rank is maybe the worst way to say that, but to build their teams. So, Mitch, I'm going to kick it over to you for what you had first. So, what did you do with your $15 to build a full team here?
Well, I mean, I thought about it after I submitted this, and it was like, oh, well, I kind of really got creative here. But so I started off with Justin Jefferson was the top dollar receiver. followed by Jamar Chase. As the number 2 with the $4 slot. Number 3, I went with Josh Allen. And number 2, I went Chubb, primetime Chubb, not injured Chubb.
I would say we'll have to say that they all, in a perfect world, they're all healthy, obviously.
Yeah. And then I went with Waller on the end there. So,
okay.
Big tight end.
I mean, Allen throwing to Chase and Jefferson is going to be a pretty. You got Chubb to run the 3rd and 1s and 2s, I guess, right? So
right.
That's all you need him for.
If you even get 3rd downs.
Yeah, right. Right.
I got to win another receiver too. There was another good receiver in that. I think it might have been Diggs in Chubb's row. But you don't need a running back when you have Josh Allen, who is a running back. So,
sure.
The receiver in Chubb's row is AJ Brown.
Oh yeah, so still that's same caliber.
Yeah.
So,
Alex, why don't you run off yours?
So I don't have the numbers, but I'll go by just position. But so QB, I went with Allen. Wide receiver 1, I did Chase. Wide receiver 2 was Evans, and my running back was Barkley, and tight end was Andrews.
Okay. A little different setup.
Yeah.
I like the Evans pick for $2.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good buy.
Yeah. If I didn't need a running back, that's where I was going.
Makes sense. So I went a different route because I figured both you guys and Goose would probably pick Allen just for, I would really, if I was doing one, I'd pick Allen. Like,
you're not a real fan.
But but I wanted to mix it up a little bit. So I went Joe Burrow for $4, Henry for $4. So it puts me at 8. I went CeeDee Lamb for $1. It's like, okay.
Yeah,
I went George Kittle. So that puts me at 13. And then my other receiver for $2 was Mike Evans. So I'm happy with a Mike Evans, CeeDee Lamb, 2 different types of receivers.
Yeah, you can throw Shakir on my team and we'll be good. That's all
give me a good
receiver.
slot.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
And between Kittle and Henry, we have everything we need in that space.
Yeah.
Blocking a guy, a tight end who can block his butt off. That being said, this year, anyways, as far as the lineup goes, I'm surprised Tyreek was a $5 receiver.
Yeah,
I was shocked about that. That's a lot for him.
Did you see his recent tweet?
Oh yeah,
the time for me to start getting a coach. Yeah.
Back to the Chiefs.
Go join Mike Vick.
Was it? I think it's time for me to go coach, or is it time for me to go coach?
I think he was going to the hospital to have another baby. To be honest.
Oh,
yeah, more touchdowns than he does. More kids than he does touchdowns.
Children. People say I have a lot.
This year only, specifically this year, more kids this year.
The other thing I was surprised about was, I was surprised McCaffrey at 5 instead of Saquon. I felt like those 2 should have been flip-flopped. And then D-Hop at $3 and CeeDee Lamb at 1. I felt like those 2 could have been swapped.
Yeah.
I'm fine with Diggs being at 4, healthy Diggs.
Oh, yeah.
Last 4 years led the league. Him and Allen combined led the league for receptions and touchdowns. So,
right.
yards and touchdowns. So, but kind of a cool little thing. A little different. So, anything around the league that we want to talk about or point out before we look at games?
Mahomey being injured, but I think he was a full participant in practice, so it's right on time for I saw on Twitter, his annual ankle sprain.
Yep.
Yeah, he did have it last year around this time.
And the year before.
And the year before. Yeah. Yep.
I'm going to play through it.
Kermit the Frog here. Yeah. So I don't have much from around the league. It was a toss-up of a week as far as wins and my bets, and it's been a rough few bets. So,
yeah.
I was going to say about the Bengals. What's going on with Burrow and Zach Taylor? You kind of
you saw that on the sideline.
Yeah. Like I know people are kind of upset with Zach Taylor, thinking he shouldn't be there anymore. But I mean, they seem to just fall apart all the time.
And it was a game they won by 20.
Yeah.
I think they're missing that real strong run game that they used to have.
Mhm.
They lost an offensive lineman or two this last year too. So having Mixon was a workhorse there.
Yeah.
Which opened up their pass game to do what they wanted to do.
Mhm.
But this year it seems to, I don't know, like I said, the offensive line's different. He's getting hit a lot more. He's frustrated a lot more, by far a lot more.
Mhm.
So, I mean, he's had to be effing suck on the sideline. So
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
And he said it was embarrassing. We should have beat this team by 50.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
We're going to be 6-8 or something anyways.
yeah, we're 6-8. Yeah.
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 Yeah, we're still going to be 6-8.
Yeah.
Just tough. I mean, I'm happy they're not in the playoffs.
Me too.
Because Jamar Chase and T. Higgins.
Yeah.
Mixon was an issue for us a couple of years ago, but I still don't love the idea of defending those guys and when they're motivated.
Oh, yeah.
The problem with the Bengals is that their organization does not like to sign anybody. They just, I mean, like they signed Burrow, but aren't they still dragging their feet on everybody else?
Yeah. I think. Well,
Right.
did Chase get paid?
He got paid this year, I thought.
Did he? Oh,
He might have, but Higgins didn't.
Higgins.
Right.
Yeah.
And they just lost Boyd this past year.
Yeah.
Tyler Boyd went to Tennessee.
But
Yep. So I really don't have much.
Well, Bengals are still mathematically eligible to get in, but I will say, watching that Minnesota game Monday night, because there was the double Monday night games.
Yeah.
Didn't love watching the game, but Minnesota is just such a quiet 2-loss team right now. Right? 2-loss or 3?
I think they're two.
Could be
Two.
It could be either one, but they're still very quiet. I know they're behind Detroit for the division.
Yeah, Buffalo has one more loss than them, so yeah, they have 2.
Okay, so they're 12-2 team, which is crazy because they're not getting the love that the Bills, Lions, Eagles, Chiefs, the other teams with 3 or less losses are getting.
They're not blowing anybody out, but they're beating them by 10, 14 points a game. So
Yeah, they're just week in, week out winning games.
Yep. Consistent, very consistent.
I think Alex said last week, Sam Darnold's probably playing his way into a contract somewhere because they have, or maybe he didn't, I don't remember, but they have J.J. McCarthy, who they drafted, who tore his knee up, I think ACL.
And Danny Dimes.
Yeah. He might stay there.
They sure do have
They starting quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, they have four or five quarterbacks on their roster.
Yeah, they showed that graphic during the game. I was kind of amazed about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Darnold does go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing decent. Like he's not blowing people out of the water, but he's doing well.
Yeah.
A couple of times during that game, he kind of overthrew a couple of balls that were, right to Jefferson. But
I'll take over under though.
Mhm.
When you know what I mean, unless you're throwing a mid route or something like that. But there's so many things that can go awry when you underthrow a ball, at least. So, let's see. What do we? Well, I mean, if we come across something while we're going through the pick'ems, feel free to interject. But let's jump into the pick'ems. As you can see here, we have Goose at 48-39, Alex at 60-28, Mitchell at 61-27, and I'm in the lead for the moment at 63-25. So we got a 3-horse race for first place with 3 weeks left, and I think we'll probably continue this through the playoffs. Pick the playoffs kind of situation. Goose has some heavy catching up to do after taking a beating last week, and as you can see, Goose isn't on the video here. We miss him. We love him. We hope he gets home safe. It doesn't really flow the same way without him, right, Mitch?
Yeah,
So-
he's at the clinic on the south side.
Getting that ointment.
Yeah.
All right, let's.
Winner of the pick'ems is going to get a frame around their screen for next year's football season.
We'll get a polo. We'll get a polo.
nice.
Yeah, you get a polo, then or we'll figure something out. Maybe a hat. get something done on Timo.
Mark.
Mark. All right. So first game of the week, we have the Broncos at Chargers. Chargers are 3-point favorites at home for the Thursday night game. I'm going to take the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going to second that. I think they're on a 2-game slide. They have a bounce back game.
I'm going to be the different one. I'm going to go with the Broncos.
Yeah,
the Chargers didn't look that great. I think the Broncos are really they're fighting for a spot in the playoffs. I think they're going to be the ones to take this one.
I could go either way on it, like you said, Alex. Like that's who you're siding with. What gets me is this last week, Knicks threw 3 picks. They still managed to win because he did throw 3 TDs.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But
Chargers have a decent defense.
I say a better team,
They
I
do.
think, could take advantage of that a little bit more. So I went with Chargers, but that's all good. Saturday games, we have 2 this week. We have Texans at Chiefs. The Chiefs are 3.5-point favorites.
Mahomes is playing.
Yeah, and fake injury boy, Pat Mahomes. I'm going to take the Chiefs, unfortunately.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
As much as I'd
love to take them.
I want Houston to beat the piss out of them. But
Yeah. So,
yeah.
One big
Lucky-
logo, boom, hate it.
What's the lucky play
What do you mean?
for the Chiefs to win?
The Chiefs.
What's the lucky play? Everybody put their tiebreaker in.
I'm going to say it's a lateral. There's a touchdown that involves a lateral during the game.
I'm just saying pass interference in the end zone. They'll get it on the goal line to win.
I'll go just another missed field goal.
The old field goal.
Yeah,
They had a couple of them.
Steelers at Ravens. The Ravens are 6-point favorites, and no Deontay Johnson for the Steelers this week. Or not Deontay Johnson, George Pickens.
Pickens, yeah.
I'm going to take the Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens. Russell
Ravens.
hasn't been playing great. They've been struggling a little bit.
Yeah, with Pickens out, they don't look that great at all.
No.
So
Did the
I'm
Ravens
going
win?
to take Ravens.
Did Pittsburgh win last week?
No,
Did
they
they
lost.
lost?
They lost.
Well, they played Philly. That's right.
Yeah, they lost.
Okay, got you. We'll skip the Bills for now. We know what it's going to be. Rams at Jets. Rams are 3-point favorites. I will be taking the Rams.
Rams.
Same.
Sick. One logo is always so much easier. Eagles at Commanders. Philadelphia are 3.5-point favorites. I will also be riding with the
Eagles.
Yeah. Same. Another
This is
easy
where
one
Goose
for us.
goes.
Yeah.
Yes, Goose goes, well, you know that Jalen Hurts also
throws the ball and runs the ball.
Well, you
But I'll go with the Eagles.
You're not gonna watch this. You're not gonna watch it anyways. Giants at Falcons. Falcons minus 8.5. I don't want to, but I'm gonna go.
That line went up when they started Ritter.
Yeah.
It was at 6.5. I'm taking the Falcons.
Yeah. Go ahead,
Yeah.
sorry.
No, I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, they're so just
No
So-
Kirk Cousins, though, right?
no Kirko. He's done.
Yeah, he's done. They took him out. He's been
Well-
looking like garbage.
Or is it Ritter or Penix?
Oh, it's Penix.
Penix,
I said
Penix,
Ritter.
yeah.
I said Ritter. It's not Ritter. It's Penix. Yeah.
I was saying they drafted. I was like, wait.
Can we just say that was the
Yeah.
dumbest thing that franchise did was
Yeah.
sign Kirk
Sign
Cousins
Kirk
to
Cousins.
$100 million and then draft Penix? Well,
Yeah.
and during that draft, they showed the owner talking to the GM, like, why are we doing this?
You can put
Like, don't worry.
You can put a logo up for Goose that says Giants.
Yeah. Well, I got to get him to text me his stuff for next week, but he's going to have to take the underdogs every game for a whole week to try to catch us. Cards at Panthers. Cardinals are 5-point favorites. I'll be going with Arizona. I can't.
Oh, you heard it here first, folks.
I-
Here's the
I have
game
a-
changer.
I have Pick'em dyslexia. I go Arizona.
Cardinals. I picked up Kyler
Arizona.
Murray to start instead of CJ Stroud this week for fantasy football in the quarterfinals. So yeah, against Carolina.
Carolina, that's not a bad move.
Yeah. I mean, you got to hope. Well, maybe you don't hope. Stroud playing for something right now. You know what I mean? Like
He's still going against Kansas City's defense, though.
Yeah, it's fair.
Dangerous.
And he's done nothing this year.
Yeah, they're weird. They're the weirdest 13-1 team in history.
You add so much talent. No, I'm talking Houston. You add so much talent to your team, and you're mediocre.
Yeah, what are they? What's the record? 9-5.
Yeah.
Browns at Bengals. Bengals are 7.5-point favorites. I'm taking the Bengals.
Yeah. Who's the Browns starting quarterback now?
Yep.
Bengals.
I don't even know.
Lord, save me from the picks. Save me from the picks. It's not even pick sixes anymore. Just the picks.
Yeah, because I do know they sat down. What's his face?
Joe Flacco still there?
Yeah. No, they sat down Jameis. I don't know who they're putting in place.
You think the Browns hate that they let Baker Mayfield go?
No, it's Peoples. What's the guy's name? Dorian Peoples Thompson? Peoples Jones or something like that?
Jones, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
he's got a 3 last name.
Yeah.
Peoples Jones, isn't that a defensive back?
I don't know. I couldn't remember his name. That's what I'm saying. It's a 3 name. It's a hyphenated last name. Peoples Thompson, Peoples Jones, Peoples Court.
Dorian Thompson Robinson.
There it is.
You guys are way.
Thompson and Dorian. What did you have? You threw a Joe Flacco at us.
At least he wasn't there.
Who was Dorian Peoples Jones? I don't know.
Hell if I know.
Whatever.
Thompson Robinson. Dorian Thompson Robinson.
I got Dorian out of the gate.
Oh, gosh. All right, moving on.
Whatever. Big logo, Bengals. No, big logo, Dorian Peoples Jones.
Yeah,
find a real person that looks like that.
He's going to win this week, and he's going to show you who he is.
Titans at Colts. Colts are 3.5-point favorites.
Colts. Jonathan Taylor will score a touchdown, not drop it on the 1-yard line.
Yeah, please. Scoot me.
Yeah.
Lions at Bears. Lions are 6.5-point favorites. I'm going to take the Lions 10 times.
Lions.
Yeah.
How am I going to make up a game here, Eddie?
You might get one. You might get one in a little bit here.
No, I'm not taking the Bears.
Vikings, Seahawks. Vikings are 3-point favorites at Seattle.
Oh, in Seattle. What's Geno's going to show up? He's hurt, isn't he? Ankle injury last week.
He was out on the field, I think, for practice, wasn't he?
I don't know.
I didn't see that he was questionable.
I'm taking the Vikings.
Yeah, I'm taking the Vikings as well. Man, this is
here's your one that might switch. Here's one, Rich. Ready? Jags at Raiders. Jags are 1.5-point favorites.
I am taking the Jags.
Yeah, me too.
Same.
Yeah. You loved Aiden O'Connell last week.
Yeah, he didn't play.
He lost. Niners at Dolphins. Miami's a 1-point favorite.
I'm going to take the 49ers.
I'm taking the 49ers as well.
So am I. I think Bosa's back too.
Yeah.
And he treats all of the...
What was that early game that you picked different than us, Alex?
What was that game?
Broncos Chargers?
Yeah, Broncos.
Yeah. I can't go back.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, he's at Carolina. You remember
that? Buccaneers at Cowboys. Buccaneers are 4-point favorites on Sunday Night Football.
Bucks by 20.
Bucks. Oh, yeah,
Bucks.
Easily.
This is going to be the best edit ever, by the way.
Until Goose puts his picks in.
Nah, his picks don't get in the video. They go, it's in the cumulative
on the side. There you go. Yeah.
Saints at Packers on Monday Night Football. Green Bay are 14.5-point favorites.
Yeah, Packers.
Yeah, Packers.
Yeah. After that zesty QB got pulled, we They put it. You saw those pictures. He was blowing imaginary kisses. All right, and then last but not least, Patriots at Bills. Bills are 14-point favorites at home. I think we can put a big Bills logo the size of the screen right now.
Bills are wearing the red.
Drake May's been looking amazing lately.
He's a mobile quarterback.
Ramondre Stevenson has a lot of consonants in his name.
Bills by $1 billion.
Yeah, locked in.
I do like the uniform combo though.
I do too. It's pretty cool.
I don't. I
wish they went with the different helmets though, like the red helmets.
The red helmets would have been sweet.
I was going to say the red helmets would do it for me. Yeah. Or if they went,
or those metallic blues.
I was going to say the one Josh wore out at the practice. Yeah. Did you go to the practice this year, Alex,
with the red visor?
No, I didn't go to that one.
We brought the kids to it the last couple of years, and
it's fun.
How many comes out with are sick.
Was it crazy this year? Was it like crazy at that?
Yeah.
It
was
always
packed.
Yeah,
packed.
It's wild.
And
we had going to training camp now.
Yeah, the kids had a blast at it. James was upset that we weren't going back to see Josh Allen like the next day.
To meet him in person.
Just go
not even meet him in person. He was content with like seeing him
sitting in the stands,
the field, and we were in a pretty good spot. I think we were only like 10 rows up, so you could see everything. We were on the tunnel side, so the tunnel was on our right. Of that end zone, which is where they all practice essentially. But he was pumped to see him, and but they was like crying the next day that we weren't going back to see Josh Allen.
I will be going to that game next year. At least bringing the kids.
Yeah, it's
let me know because I get tickets for it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean they were free this year. I got them. I just wasn't able to go with work. There was something going on. I think it was an SU home game or something.
Yeah, it was like first week of football season, pretty much for college.
Yeah,
but all right, we got our pick'ems down. We're gonna go a little seasonal on you. I don't have a Santa Claus hat, but maybe I'll put one over Mitchell's face right now. Santa, built like Santa. Bill, I saw one that you're built like a deep breath in the comments. That's crazy. Someone said that about you.
The chat we have. Yeah, live chat.
The comments. Yeah, built like a deep breath. Damn.
Yeah.
So, top 3 Christmas movies. So, Die Hard should not be on anyone's list. Don't act like you watch it. I don't want no controversial Die Hard.
I haven't seen that movie in 20 years.
That's what I mean. I don't want to
Funny you say that. That's my pick tonight is Die Hard.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
just kidding. It's not.
So, let's go top, because we also only 3 of us, right? Let's go number 3 pick for everybody, number 2 pick for everybody, and then number 1. So we'll do it that way. Alex, kick us off with your number 3.
My number 3, Polar Express. Watch it every year with the kids. So it's one I'm always watching.
Tom Hanks classic.
Yeah, it's a good one.
CGI scares me.
Yeah, it's the ghost on the train. That's what gets you.
Yep.
For me, it's gonna be Christmas Story is number 3 for me. Just for me, it's Memories at Grandma Shinsky's house. Yeah,
that's cool. That's a classic. That's the 24-hour TBS run.
Yep.
That'll be on at our house on Christmas. I'm positive about it. That'll be alternating between that and like the background you put on your TV. Yeah, you log that kind of thing.
Yep.
My number 3 is Scrooged with Bill Murray.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So it's just a different take. No, any different take really, but it's just a funny, adult Christmas movie. So that's my number 3. Alex, hit us with your number 2.
My number 2 is Christmas Story.
Yeah.
I watch that one all the time too. Watched it before, like it was like all big, like 24 hours, but my family used to watch it all the time.
Gotcha.
What's the name of it? My second is Muppets. Christmas. What is it called?
Muppets Christmas Carol.
Yeah, Christmas Carol. Thank you. Yeah.
That is also my second, by the way.
That is my second. Really?
Light the lamp, not the rat. Light the lamp, not the rat.
So yeah, I introduced that to the kids the other night, and they loved it. So It's a good one. It's one of my favorites.
Nice.
All right. Pick Alex.
My number one is Christmas Vacation.
Mm.
No, not yours, huh?
No. It's definitely top 5 for me, but not. It's probably number 4. I love Christmas. I love Chevy Chase Christmas Story Christmas Vacation. But mine's gonna be the Santa Claus. Tim Allen.
That's
a great one, Mitch. I will have you know that I had 2 number ones planned for this, so I didn't overlap anybody, and that was my number. That was my 1A.
Yeah.
And Santa Claus.
It's great.
The other one was also a throwback because I was like, I could go Elf, or like some of the big ones. Jingle All the Way.
I watched that yesterday on TV.
That's a good one.
We used to watch it all the time at the house.
Yeah.
On VHS.
Arnold.
Yeah.
But that
I haven't
thought
watched that in forever.
Sinbad.
Getting a good old Turbo Man.
Give me the rubber ball. That's my ball.
Mitch, granted we're brothers, right? We grew up in the same house, but 2 for 2 on the top 2, really.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
You know, it's actually a really, really good movie. If you guys haven't seen it yet either, is Red One.
That's the new one.
The new one on Amazon, yeah, with The Rock, and it's got The Rock, Chris Evans, who's I can't think of the Santa Claus's name. I don't know him. He's a very famous actor. I don't know his name.
Yeah.
But really, actually, it's a really good movie. I liked it.
Yeah, I saw some previews for it. It looked pretty good.
It's
Santa's
funny,
like Jack, but not. He's super strong, not necessarily jacked.
Yeah.
He's like lifting like 6 plates on either side on the barbell.
It's magic.
So magical. Okay. We got some good ones there.
Yeah.
And speaking of some old school classics, our movie for the week, Grumpy Old Men. Thanks to Alex.
Yeah.
1993.
A movie I have not seen
Since 1993.
It's been a long time.
10 years old now.
VHS.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Mitchell, why don't you give your rundown and score for this one, please?
Sure. One of my favorite scenes, I think, was when they were on the ice and he freaking drove the car through to the ice shack and pushed him out into the lake and stuff. So that was great. And then the fight scene afterwards, and they go into what? But and I don't know if they calls him a moron in the morning, and they walk out the door, and it's the D word. I don't know. I can't say it on here, but get me muted. Very funny movie. I did really enjoy it. So I'm going to give it a 7.9.
It's a good score. It's a really good score.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Yeah, Walter Matthau, right? Jack Lemmon. A couple of names that I never thought I'd say again in my life. But yeah, it brought me back to like Grandma and Grandpa Kaczynski's house, Mitch. I don't know if I ever watched it there, but I just had the feeling that that's where I would have seen it. You know what I mean? Like in the back room, in Grandpa's back room on TV or something. But
actually, it was Grandpa Kenny's house. They had it in the basement.
Yep. Maybe that's what it was.
That's what it was.
A little nostalgia, though. It was, like I said, it's a movie I haven't seen in legitimately 28 years.
It reminds me of like an old school Step Brothers.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Similar, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's a buddy comedy, obviously. And it's the old school version of the movies you see out now. It's like this the Starsky and Hutch comedy. It's the Step Brothers. It's anything Will Ferrell's in, really, but just old guys. But I liked it a lot. It's not a tough watch by any stretch. It's probably something I may even Grumpy Your Old Men. I may check
That's
out
a good one.
in the near future.
I actually saw that recently.
For S's and G's. So I'm going to give it a 7.7.
Yeah, I haven't watched this movie in a long time, but like I said, it popped up and I was like, maybe I'll have everybody watch this. But yeah, it brought me back. It's a funny movie. It's easy to watch. You have a good time. You get a couple of good laughs. The old man in the movie, some really great liners in there when he's talking about them going over to her house, which I won't repeat.
She came over to me.
But yeah, I really it's an easy one to watch. You could watch it and just do whatever you want and laugh a little bit. But yeah, I'll give it the kind of the same everybody else, 7.5.
Okay, sweet. So you see, we got a new format for the videos up there. Hopefully, it's a little more easy on the eyes. Gotten a lot of comments about the visibility. So, yeah. So we got that.
Thanks, chat.
Mitchell is on our next picker. Mitch, what do we have on deck?
I'm going to go with one of the very few sequel movies that is actually just as good as the original.
Mighty Ducks 2.
And, that would have been a great pick. No. So I'm going to go with Top Gun Maverick.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Okay.
You've seen that, Alex?
Yep.
Cool. Who's probably has it?
I'm a big Top Gun guy. My gamer take for Xbox is Top Gun Maverick. But I also had it for a lot longer before the second movie came out. But
yeah, get hacked.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
That's a good one. That's it. I mean, that's the Kong versus Godzilla versus Kong was the newest, and Deadpool was new, and so this one is as well. So that's we're bouncing around
bounce back and forth. Yeah, back and forth.
20 years. 30 years. 30 years.
So no, that's a good one. I'm excited to watch that again. We didn't talk about the Sabres this episode. I forgot it.
I don't.
What's there to talk about?
11
dumpster fire.
They're like 2 points from last place.
Yeah,
11 losses.
11 losses.
Yeah,
but
dumpster fire.
Don't worry. They
they had a meeting in Montreal.
Said everything's fine. We're everything that can be changed is in the room with
and they
all
lost.
The players.
They lost 4-1 the next game.
Oh my god, so bad.
6-1. Yeah, you're right. 6-1.
That's Montreal.
Yeah.
Who is
a
the
terrible
worst team?
Yeah, terrible team.
So, well, in solidarity, rocking the Sabres jersey today.
R.I.P.
And then I also bought this Sabres sweatshirt, thanks to Kevin Adams and the palm tree comment.
Is that the one you got?
Yeah, I bought that one.
Nice.
Did you, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
It does. I'm not going to get it
cool.
until late January, but hang on.
Bad.
Season will still be in shambles by that point, so it's fine.
I mean, it took 3 weeks for this to come in, or 2 weeks.
Yeah, fair. And that was coming from Fanatics, not a private dealer.
Right.
So, yeah, I just got mine when you saw it, but all right. So
pineapple peach propel. You little
hashtag sponsor.
Sponsor.
Hashtag
that's an interesting one.
Now I'm gonna get flagged on the copyright on YouTube for not putting it.
High in vitamin C and zinc, and it's got great immune support.
Yeah,
little message from our sponsors.
It's fair. I wish we could get sponsored by Propel.
New era.
There you go. I just talked crap about Fanatics on the podcast, so that's great.
Yeah.
Edit that out.
Yeah. Fanatics. What an amazing.
I'm a great member of Fanatics.
Actually, strangely enough, my old boss at Blue Cross Blue Shield, the old CHRO, Chief Human Resource Officer, he is, I'm not sure if he's CHRO, but he's like a senior VP. He might even be the top of the house at Fanatics now.
Oh, really?
Just kind of small world stuff.
Shout out, hook a brother up.
Yeah.
Nope. He won't ever see this. He doesn't probably don't know who I am anymore, which is fine with me.
What's his name? I'll send him a message.
That's his name. I'm not doxing the guy in the podcast.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No one to see. All right. Well,
Art Vandalay.
Art Vandalay, yeah. And a lot of importing and exporting, mostly latex. Yeah. So, no goose, no problem. We'll be back. Short week. We're going to meet on Monday next week due to Christmas. So we'll be pretty fresh off the Bills' victory over New England. But before the Monday Night Football games, or probably during actually.
Why don't we put it up? Can we do that? Podcast it during the game?
I don't know if we couldn't show the video due to NFL regulations.
People stream live all the time.
I think they can't live stream the game. They can react to highlights.
You can watch it live on Twitter.
I don't know that those are necessarily sanctioned, Mitch.
Okay. Looking at it.
China.
Well, we could do it while the game's on, just talk about what's happening.
Well, that's what Goose did the whole World Series.
Yeah, just
True. Yeah.
chest hairs and all.
I love it. He's a man. Well, thanks for sticking through the rambling for the last 3 minutes. We appreciate you. Go Bills.
Go
Go
Bills.
Bills.